Welcome to the Common Drop Podcast, a podcast about World of Warcraft and sometimes other Blizzard games and sometimes other games that sound fun.
Welcome everybody to the Common Drop Podcast, episode 15. I am Treran, and I am joined today by Neff.
Hello.
Let's see, we've got some weekly stuff, although not much. Little bit of WoW news. They dropped us some tidbits since the last episode. We've got some overall Blizzard news, and not much in the way of other games, but there was one I saw that is like kind of interesting, so we'll talk about that for a few minutes. But let's get the weekly stuff out of the way as usual. Let's see, its weekly quest is Time Walking Mists of Pandaria this week. So yep, you can do those. Get 252 eye level raid gear, which I guess
Slight.
alts.
Yeah, I was gonna say alts, but even alts at this point can just send like Valor across, right? So
Yeah.
it's still something to do, I guess, if you're really looking to do something.
Yeah, and I actually like the Mists of Pandaria dungeon, so like I'll probably do this
Yeah.
on quite a few of my alts, especially some of my like baby tanks, because it's really fast to queue.
Yep.
But I don't know, they're really fast. That's why I like them. I like Mists.
Yeah, I
But
missed said a lot of good ones.
let's see. Weekly brawl this week is Gravity Lapse, which is exactly what it sounds like it is. Eye of the Storm, and what is it? Every minute you get like launched in the air and gravity goes weird and you kind of float and fight, and yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun actually. Like every minute you just go flying and then you can cross the map and all of a sudden you're like in a space battle with everybody else trying to cross the map. And I have one memory where I did it like last year and I was on a warrior and there was someone super low health trying to get away as the gravity came up. And I just heroic throw and I just watched my heroic throw fall them all the way across the map and snipe them. It was
Nice.
great.
That's like the knife toss or the axe toss or tomahawk in Call of Duty. You know, you launch it to the
Uh-huh.
other side of the map and
Yeah.
bank it off a wall into somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. Fun stuff. So yeah, not a bad one.
Yeah. Holidays. There are no holidays. The Midsummer Fire Festival ended today, I think, actually, with Reset. And then
Yep.
no holidays. Dark Moon Fair is still going on. It started the 3rd and it'll run through the 9th this weekend. So make sure if you're still working on any reps or leveling any characters, make sure you take advantage of that 10% buff. I don't think Dark Moon Fair hasn't changed in quite a while, has it? They added the roller coaster a while back. What
Yeah,
have they
besides the
done?
roller coaster, I don't think they've done anything. I usually just go there to farm up some bloody rabbits and that's about it.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they did something new with that. Like, it's such a iconic part of World of Warcraft at this point, I think. Like, I mean, they had at BlizzCon, like, you know, they have the Dark Moon Fair set up where you go in and, like, you know, they have all the cool stuff and the badges and the buttons and all sorts of weird games and stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely iconic. And what I think is they should definitely bring back sugar crusted feasts or whatever those are called. For no particular reason, but they should definitely unnerf those for Dragonflight. And in case anybody doesn't know, which I don't think I ever told anybody on this podcast, before Shadowlands launched, I decided to buy like 1,000,000 Dark Moon Dagger Maws, which are the fish required for the feast. And I was like, I'm going to make a killing. I'm going to turn all these into sugar feasts, and then they're going to sell like crazy because all the healers need sugar feasts at the high end of the top end of the ladder. And then a week later, Blizzard's like, by the way, these things are worthless. Have fun. And so, yeah, I got real screwed over there.
Yeah, you need to stop doing that. That's a perfect segue into the WoW news for this week, which is region-wide commodities on the auction house. So no longer will your flasks and your herbs and your consumables and things of that nature be just your server. They're going to be region-wide. And I
Yeah, that
heard
was
it through the grapevine that
also
you just bought a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So a week before that happened, I bought out a ton of herbs, about half a mil worth which is like to some people half a mil is like nothing, but to me it's a chunk. So I was like, I'll try to flip on season 4 when it starts. People are gonna be buying herbs and blah blah, and then they're like auction house. I'm like, son of a
Now,
bitch.
well, you may still be okay, all right,
Yeah, yeah.
because the
So we don't know yet. Yeah,
there's that like oh, what is it? TSM Trade Skill Master has like the average like regional price.
yeah.
And so that should stay relatively the same, I would think. Like that'll probably be more accurate now than it ever was.
Right.
And so you'll probably do okay. I wouldn't hold them for too
Hopefully.
long.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try to sell them pretty quickly. I don't know if I can sell them all because it was a lot. Uh,
Yeah,
I
just keep
think
throwing them up, you know.
the magic number for me to break even is 11. If the herbs are 11 gold each, I can break even.
All right, I'll
So
cross my fingers for you.
yeah,
But yeah. So apart from your unfortunate predicament, I think overall that's pretty good. So you won't have like these Jeff Bezos and
oh yeah, hmm
uh, characters buying all of these things and reselling them. Not like you are at the end of expansion. They do it like weekly.
yeah,
So
yeah. No,
they reset and buy all of them out really low and reset them much higher and uh, essentially make a ton of profit because they have all this gold that they can afford to buy everything out and resell it at a higher price.
yep.
So that's I think that's awesome. I don't know. I think that's good.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely didn't like. So like again, yes, I was trying to flip for season 4, but I do it like once a year maybe to try just for fun. And but for the people who do it on the weekly, I don't really feel bad for you. Especially the people who like go to high pop servers, buy out a bunch of cheap stuff, and then try to like unload it onto low pop servers who are just trying to struggle to buy it a pot.
Yeah,
It's rough.
yeah, it's nice, and even especially for those different populated servers, like it'll be a nice, you know, I don't know what it'll do for the economy, but I think it'll be overall a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Just just because of that, when the prices of herbs go down, the prices of flasks and other consumables goes down. It's nice.
Yep,
They did
I
say
agree.
that the non-commodity items will still be server based, so all your like
hmm
raid BOEs and armor, weapons, things like that. Um,
Yeah,
will be still server. I don't want to say restricted, but that's the word that came to
server
mind.
confined.
Yeah. And they did say weapons. I realize there are some like eye level 190 weapons right now, but I'm hoping that also leans into Dragonflight where they were able to craft weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
um,
I'm very excited for professions in Dragonflight. We'll see what happens.
yeah, I can't wait for the episode where we get to talk about the more in-depth part of the new crafting system. But we don't have anything, and let's not speculate. We will someday, but let's not speculate right now. Um,
Give me-
let's see. Well, this is gonna be a really short episode. I know I say that every time it ends up being 40 minutes, but
There's really not much.
there's
Well,
not
we
much
finally
going
got
on.
it's like we got a release date, which was what we were waiting for last week. And then with the release date, we got a new set of talents. Woo! And
Yeah,
then nothing.
yeah.
That's about
Let's
it.
actually we're gonna skip. I have this at the bottom, but like since you just mentioned it, let's mention season 4. It begins August 2nd. Of course, like it wasn't right after we recorded last week. I think it was
Couple days.
Thursday.
Yeah, it was
But
like 2 days.
I saw it Thursday when I was like, God damn it. But oh
Yeah.
well, that's what happens when you stick and remain consistent and record on the same days every week. Um,
Or decide to recently.
yeah, trying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so August 2nd. That's actually exactly 4 weeks from today, which is July 5th that we're recording. Um, so you have until then to get your PvP stuff and your Mythic Plus stuff sorted out. And I guess they didn't really mention ahead of the curve, but I assume it's going to end the same as the Mythic Plus. So
Yeah,
PvP, everything ends at 10 p.m. the night before, which always weirds me out. I don't know why it ends the night before, but
my only assumption is like they wanted to end the night before because they don't want people to like stay up all night trying to grind out the last few rating to try to get into the top 1% or whatever.
I
So
guess.
I
But
think
I mean, Mythic Plus is they. I don't
I
know.
I think Mythic Plus is slightly less if you're in the top the day before, you're probably good. Like
Yeah.
whereas in PvP it's like you can change a lot in 12 hours, which is not really the case with Mythic Plus.
So my computer went to sleep. Got to move the mouse once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But,
the Mythic Plus will end with the maintenance reset, or not reset, the maintenance start. Which I don't think they've announced a maintenance window yet,
I don't believe so.
but it'll be, what, probably 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, depending
Something, yeah.
Pacific, Eastern, depending on where you live. They'll let us know. And I assume that's the same for AOTC. Will be that reset like that.
Yeah, the mount will still be available from getting heroic jailer down, but the title of, or the achievement of AOTC won't be available.
Yes. Um, Speaking of jailer, um, man, more Sepulchre of the first one nerfs. I don't even know if I want to. Like, I didn't write any details down. I don't want to talk about them. There's so many. They
Yeah,
just keep coming. It's a good thing. Like we're basically done, right? We got ahead of the curve. We go in there and mingle once in a while and do like a skip run clear, and um other guilds haven't. Like there's some guilds that haven't got AOTC because there's a lot of different skill levels in World of Warcraft. A lot of people play
yep.
casually. A lot of people play, well, I guess less people play hardcore. Mythic, high end rating, and so they they have to find this sweet spot, and they usually do this, throughout the course of the raid, where they slowly nerf it so that everyone gets to experience it, and you're not just banging your head against a boss for, I don't even know how many times, but
Yeah.
the so this is necessary. It's just there's been so many. There's cats battling behind me.
I can hear that.
Yeah. Can you guys stop? Thanks. Uh, but really, you guys? All
Leave it
right.
in. Leave
I
it.
got him.
Fight with the cats.
Yeah. We had a battle with the cats. I'll name the podcast "Battle of the Cats."
Yeah, there we
And
go.
I don't even remember where I was. Sepulchre. Yeah, there's been way, way more nerfs. I feel like it's every week,
Yeah, it's
and they're
yeah, it's
necessary. But it's like,
ridiculous.
holy moly!
I've never seen them just straight up remove as many mechanics as they have. Like,
And
it's not just a numbers nerf. They're just like straight up removing things.
yeah, and some
Like
of the
the
number
jailer
ones.
knockback.
Oh yeah, the knockbacks. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess we'll stop getting knocked back. I don't know. I guess we beat it before that. Woo! But
Yeah.
it's weird. I guess it's, they know what people are struggling on and like what people have cleared, and they have all that data, so
Yeah.
it's good. It's just, it makes you wonder if it was too hard, and we've talked about that before, and I know people are um saying that they're tailoring the rating environment for, the top 1% that isn't the majority. I think we talked about
Right.
that last week, didn't we?
Yep.
And did I mention the world first like tournament server?
I don't think so.
So this isn't my idea. And actually, I listened to another podcast, The Starting Zone, which is phenomenal. Actually, they inspired me to start this. But it was mentioned there, and I was like, why don't they do that? It's such a good idea.
Oh, yeah, I think you might have actually a couple episodes ago.
Oh, maybe I thought of it before them then. I doubt it.
Maybe.
But yeah, it'd be cool to have a tournament realm set up for the world first, and you could do it like, they specifically mentioned this, not me. These aren't my ideas, but like you could do it even like 2 weeks in advance. So like these people can do the tournament realm for the raid when we're in like the first week, and it's not even accessible in retail, and there's no cutscenes, there's no role playing, there's no dialogue with bosses. It's just them clearing raid and killing stuff as like a preview, and it's tuned for them. And that's not what we're gonna get in the game. We're gonna get the normal player base raid.
I I don't think I'm for that, honestly. Like, I don't think I would ever. I already don't really watch the race to begin with, but I think a big part of why people do enjoy it early on is because of the scramble of like the weird strats they have to do because it's not a tournament round. I feel like that's a lot of the appeal as a viewer
Part of
comes
the
from
fun.
that. And I feel like if they did do a tournament realm where like they experience something different than what the player like normal players do, I
Like
think that would kill a lot of the excitement
I
for
could
it.
see
So
that. Yeah,
I
it's like less authentic.
yeah, it is. Like it's kind of like PvP tournaments,
I would
the
be interested to
AWC or whatever.
yeah, true. I'd be interested to see it and like see what they could do.
Yeah.
But I definitely think like you have a valid point. Like it might just be like, oh yeah, there's the tournament realm for this raid, and I don't know if it would, would people watch it because they get an early take on the raid, or would they just kind of dismiss it and be like, oh yeah, there's that thing. They also
Yeah, I
specifically
think
mentioned for this to happen, Blizzard would have to like um, recognize the world first race, which they don't at this point at all. They, it's a thing that happens, and they tune the raid, and sometimes they do these weird things like mid raid, and you know, but they don't officially
right,
announce it or recognize it as like an event, right?
right.
So to have a tournament realm, obviously they'd have to
I'd say
recognize
that's
it.
I think that's more important than the tournament realm itself. I don't know. I don't see because a lot of the excitement for me as a viewer of it too is like that RNG aspect of when they kill that first boss, who's going to get what loot, who's going to get this, who's going to get that, what are they going to do in order to farm loot, how many split runs they're going to do. And in a tourney realm, it's just everybody has the same loot and is just wiping 100 times until a boss dies. That's the boring part of the world first races to me is the 100 wipes in between kills. I want to see everything that happens in between that.
I I
I
just
know that's annoying because for them they have to spend billions of gold and resources, but that's part of the fun. So have fun.
yeah, true. I would I don't hmm. I don't honestly I don't know if I even care, but because I watch
Yeah,
it just to see like who's doing it, but I don't really watch much of it at all. I don't like it's a lot of wiping, which we get to do on our own, right? But
yeah. After the first like week or so, I like lose interest too. So I
yeah,
guess
and it's
my
like,
opinion doesn't matter too
oh
much.
hey, Echo won, or oh hey, like cool, good for them.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
it and of course the controversy with it all is, oh, Blizzard's tuning these raids for their 1%, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of shitty. Like initially, if it's just so hard that they're doing it for these 60, well, I guess not 60. How many teams are there that actually go for this that are viable?
Honestly, there's
10
probably
teams,
like
200 people.
I don't even think 10. I think there's like three actual computer like people
True,
like
yeah, it's always the
there, there
same.
there's like single digits. There's like probably at least like 10 that get to like the final three bosses of a tier. But then when you were talking about like the actual last boss, like the head to head, who's going to get the final 20% in, it's usually only two teams. I don't think we've ever seen like a very close three-team race.
Yeah, it's
So
just and it makes sense because like if they're trying to stump the top 60 people in the world, like what does that mean for you and me?
yeah,
Like
I'll get stomped.
yeah, and like I don't know, I like raiding, I like smash my head against a wall, but when it just feels like you're not making progress is when it's like ugh. We ran into that a little bit this expansion, even within our guild, where it's like let's pack
Yeah,
it up till next patch,
pretty
But
much.
I don't know. It's a weird place Blizzard kind of finds themselves in, and I don't think it's an ego thing, and they're like, oh, we got to make it harder so they don't beat it in 4 days. Like I don't
No,
know
I
if they
don't think
actually
so.
care. I think they're just trying to not have the raids be stale and the same mechanics. Because this game's been out for what, 18 years,
Yeah.
17 years. Like, it's hard to. There's only so much stuff you can't stand in, and so many
Yeah.
things that can go on the ground. So
Only
they're trying to
so
get
many-
creative, and sometimes it ends up you need to have a weak aura to vote for your friend for the Among Us phase. Like that shit will
Yeah.
happen. And
Yeah, which
the
is fine. I
bombs
think
in what was it, the Mechatork or whatever his name was?
I loved Mechator.
I did
loved
too. I
Mechator.
love the whole thing. It was just such a nightmare. Like, you're blue. Blue is red. Yellow
Yep.
is red.
Red.
Blue, you're
Chicken is
purple.
red.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, what is happening here? And you got like 3 people trying to talk over each other. Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time.
But they're doable. That there's a guild that is all deaf, and if they can do it like with the tools that we're given, I don't think you can complain about most of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, we can talk to each other. They can't and can do it. Please shut up.
Right.
And yeah, I think that's where Blizzard's at with it. It's not ego. It's just they're trying to make cool fights that are memorable, and I think some of them in this one will be. The Jailer, I think, is an okay fight. Like Anduin's awesome. Some of the stuff was weird and like it was a little bit too hard, but I don't know. I think it's a cool fight. It might be one of my favorite. What was that? We went in the wrong order, so now I'm lost. Someone help me. Priest talents. Another little tidbit they dropped us since last recording. We got the priest talent preview. I think Wowhead has their calculators up now, so you can go play around with them and
Thank God.
some interesting. I don't play priest, so I'm hoping you can probably talk about the priest talents a little bit more than I can. I saw they brought back some old stuff with like the well and power infusion. Everybody has access to all specs now.
Yes, I believe so.
So
yeah. Well, I think our all specs already do, unless this doesn't. Anyway, but they can now share it instead of just giving it to someone. But for priests, the only one that I know how to play at this point is Holy, because I played that this patch. And I had a lot of fun playing around with the Holy talent tree. Like, some of their damaging abilities look really cool. Like, one of them is like you use Holy Fire and then you use the new button that you get, and it refreshes Holy Fire's CD, and then you can use it 3 times, and it's a passive. Now, anytime you use Holy Fire on something that's already Holy Fired, instead of just refreshing the duration, it adds to it, which is cool. So it seems nice.
that
Seems
sounds
fun.
cool. I'm gonna pretend like I know what you're talking about, but the
Sure.
math part I understand. That's really cool. They
Yeah.
add on to a duration instead of just overwriting it.
Yeah, like Sinful Brand.
Yeah. What was the PI thing you said? You can share it instead of just giving it to someone?
Yeah, currently there's a legendary in Shadowlands that you every time you can use PI on someone else and you also get the benefit. That's currently a legendary that you would have to take if you want that.
And you
but now
don't,
that's a talent. Yeah, no, I don't think. I think maybe in some cases people take that, or they used to, at least in Raid, I think. But now that's just a talent that you can take.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It's like a second talent.
What do you mean?
Like, or is that part of the PI? Like, is it
No,
one or is it like an improved power infusion?
I think I think it's improved. Like, you get PI, you spec into PI, and then like the talent under that is like you also share PI.
Okay. Yeah, because
So-
there was always controversy around that too, where it's like you just expected to give it to your biggest
Top DPS. yeah.
DPS, and it's like, well, that's cool. And so yeah, if they share it, like that's a great way to handle it. It probably should just be part of the talent and not a secondary one, but whatever. I don't want
Yeah, I
to.
think that's the big reason why it's there is because people were like really annoyed, or priest players were annoyed that they were expected to give away one of their DPS cooldowns.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's more like raid teams. I don't think anybody in a pug raid is gonna be like, what the hell, priest? Why didn't you PI me? Or like,
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
true. It's always fun though when you're in a raid and it's like, ooh, someone PI'd me.
Yeah, yeah. When you see that button and you see that aura around you, you're like, oh yeah, I feel so good. Like PI is a
Like,
great
this,
ability.
this feels my character feels great to play right now. This is
Yeah, I think like Venthyr Druid right now, it's like you might as well not play Venthyr if there isn't a priest PIing you. I think that's what
mm,
they say.
that sounds about right.
At least that's what Kira told me, and I trust her on anything to do with Balance Druid.
Yeah, I hope with the priest, like I said, I don't know, but I hope they offer like some really like fun stuff and some I don't want to, I hate saying meaningful choices because they use that when they announce covenants, but
Yeah.
like for different situations, I think it's gonna be really cool if they can, if you can tailor that experience
Oh yeah,
with the
yeah.
content you're
That's
doing. Like I don't need like, oh, I want this, but I gotta drop this. It's like, no, I want to go this way, and then I want to be able to go this way for what I'm doing. That's the choice I want to make, not this one or this really cool ability. A little
yeah.
bit,
It
because you'll have to, right? At the end of the
yeah,
tree, you're gonna have to pick, but um, I think that's cool. I guess,
yeah. And being able to switch whenever you want is going to be amazing.
yeah, that's thank you.
I don't have to go talk to a stupid fairy and be like, yes, yes, I'm sorry for leaving your covenant for the 20th fucking time this week.
Oh,
Yes, I'm
don't
sure
forget
I'm
about your
sorry. And it's
soul
like,
bind, because
oh Jesus Christ.
but
So done with that.
the one thing I have noticed, and we'll see as they keep going. I know these are like pre-alpha even because we haven't had an alpha blizzard. We haven't had an alpha blizzard. Probably tomorrow. I'd bet if I were a
No,
betting man. But
no, I'd bet Alpha is coming out during the beginning of season 4 if I had a bet.
think so. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be. I think it'll be announced tomorrow or Thursday. Maybe Thursday. That
Hmm.
seems to be when they're announcing things these days.
Yeah, that is weird, huh?
maybe not, but we'll see. But anyways, I feel like there's nothing. This has kind of been the complaint too I've seen is there's nothing really new on the talent trees. There's some like old stuff which is really cool because there's like really fun things they've removed over the years. That's like, oh, that's sweet. I want it back. But I feel like they should have something new in there too.
I mean, we haven't seen them all, and this is still rough sketches,
Yeah, that's what
so
I'm saying. Like it's pre-alpha, so it's like hopefully there'll be something of that nature. And
I
and
I
and
mean,
we're only up to level 60, right? We're going to 70,
yeah,
or
we're
are
going to
we at
70. Wait,
70?
no, we're at 70, I
Going to
think.
80? I don't know. I
Yeah.
play this game.
Wait, are we?
No, we're
I don't know.
60. We're gonna go to
I
70.
I dude, I have like at least 30 max characters right now, and I do not
I,
know
I
max
think I'm
level.
at like 15, and yeah, it's 60. It is
Yeah.
60
Okay.
because you finish your stuff at 50, and then you go to Shadowlands with actually at 48. I think you can start um the Maw quest lines and stuff. But anyways, screw that. I've done that quest too
Yeah.
many times. But what was I saying? I went somewhere and I lost it. Oh yeah, so we're gonna have all the talents from 60 to 70. Yeah, what are people complaining about? We're gonna have 10 more points to spread between the two different trees, and you're not just gonna put it in the bullshit that you didn't want at the top of the tree. You're gonna go down one further, right?
Wait, what are you talking about? What?
Right now, the talent trees, like if you go in there, you max out. Does it go to level 60 or does it go to level 70 in like the talent
Wait, in
calculator?
live? Live or
No, 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 no. Like these sample ones they're giving us.
no, these sample ones are the amount of points you get, that's it. That's going to be max.
What is it, 60 or is it 70?
The amount of points, I think it's like 61 points or 30. Here, let me open one up. Jesus
Because I'm
Christ.
curious if right now what we're seeing is the up to pre-patch where we're only level 60, and then we have 10 more levels in Dragonflight where there might be like in Wrath they did like a little bloop at the bottom of it, and then you go into
I
something new.
you Currently on the calculator, you get to spend 31 points on the like main tree and then 30 points on your spec tree.
And does it say what level requirement or anything on there?
It just requires level 10 and requires level yeah, so it requires level 10 to start the talents, and
Okay.
then you get a total of 61 points across the next 60 levels.
Oh, all right. I ruined
Yeah,
my
so
own fun.
I was saying, I was like, I don't
Well,
think
that's what I
you're
was
correct
curious.
on
Is
this
if it's
one.
60 points, are we getting one? But you're right. It starts at level 10. Not
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you don't start
1.
with one and then get
Yeah.
additional throughout the process. You start at 10
Yep.
and then to 70.
Yep.
Darn it. I thought maybe there'd be like one more row that you can
No.
pop into for your like your dragon ability or something.
Eh. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I just want more talent trees, and I want to play my dragon. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, I want to see. I want to see more of them. Like I said, that's like a small thing for me. People are like, "Oh, there's really nothing new." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's now is maybe not the time for new either when you're revamping like the whole system." So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I hope they get it right. It looks cool so far.
I mean, I like I said, the Holy Priest one, I spent like 30 minutes on just messing around, looking what I would take for a Mythic Plus, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I don't see anything wrong with it currently. Like,
I wish I played the priest. I mean, DK, I do a little bit of blood, and that was fun to go through. Druids,
yeah.
I've played all specs, but nothing serious. Like I've never mained a druid. I've at least mained a Death Knight back in Legion.
Hmm.
Um, but so those are fun to look at. But like, let's get into like warriors and well, obviously demon hunters because that's what I've been maining for the last forever.
Right.
But are they going in like order of popularity or something?
Doubt
Like
it. Why
the
would
the
they?
druid, I guess Death Knight's probably not the most
Death Knights.
popular.
Yeah, I
Druid
was gonna say.
probably is up there on the list, but and then priest I think probably would be too. I guess hunters probably would have been the first one if they were going with.
Yeah, no, Hunter would absolutely be number one.
But yeah, I don't know. I just want to see some of those. Actually, the warrior. I think I might be most excited for the warrior, and I haven't mained a warrior in God since Burning Crusade. I don't think.
Yeah.
But it
Speaking of
just
mains, in season 4, I made our two friends, Torchie and Kira. I just said, you know what? I have no idea what I want to do for season 4. You guys pick a class and spec, and I'll do it. And so apparently, am now maining a balanced druid next patch.
oh there you go.
So that's going to be interesting because they know I hate ranged, and druid confuses the shit out of me. So we'll figure it out.
If it's anything like when I did it, which I couldn't even tell you when it was, you just hit the ones that light up. Yep.
No, no idea.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Yeah,
You'll
we'll
be
do that.
99% in no time.
Nah, I never do that.
That's really it for WoW news. I
It
think we drug
really
that out about
is.
as long as we possibly could.
Yeah, like if you didn't notice, we were really stretching for time there.
um, but yeah, in other Blizz news, they acquired the Proletariat. Is that how you pronounce that?
Sure.
Um, which is a game company that made Spellbreak, which I've actually played. It's actually it was like a 3v3 type of like wizard like spellcaster battle royale, and you loot stuff and you increase your power and level up, and like it was really cool. I think it just it's small fish big pond at that point with all the other battle royale games that have come and gone even at this point.
Right.
um but it was really well done. It played really well. The battles were fun. And so they have 100 employees from that team joining the specifically World of Warcraft development. Um,
Yeah. I mean, the more people, the better.
yeah, and what also is interesting is they're expanding. So they have their Irvine, um, California studio, and they're keeping this studio in Boston. So they now have
Oh,
a West
okay.
Coast and an East Coast presence for World of
Yeah.
Warcraft. My computer just went to sleep again.
Yeah.
Gotta wiggle the mouse once in a while. I really need to just change my screen settings to not be like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had that.
Yeah, since I built my new computer, it's probably like the default setting, and I never changed it. But
Yeah, definitely.
one of these days I'll remember, and it won't be in the middle of a podcast. But actually, it probably will be. I'll be like, God damn it, I'm just gonna do this now.
Yeah,
Um,
more than likely.
but yeah, it was weird that they acquired these 100 employees and like basically the whole team. They gobbled them up and said, "You're working on World of Warcraft now," which is probably really exciting for them because the whole team I think has like a big MMO like experience and passion. Like
Right.
I do believe the Spellbreak game was originally going to be like an MMO, and then they kind of brought it back in because MMOs are really hard to develop and make,
Yep.
believe it or not.
Sure
Um,
are.
and so like I don't know, having that and keeping it and specifically for WoW development, like that's big.
Yeah, I'm hoping everybody that got hired through that has a good time and isn't subject to any like bullshit.
Yeah, it was weird to me because of the Microsoft merger, potential merger.
Right.
I guess it's still potential because it hasn't jumped through all the hoops. Probably not another maybe another year, but
Hmm.
um, like did they have to approve that or
I
I
could
don't.
not tell you.
It's but I don't know. I think it's neat. Anytime you're adding developers to the game we all love. I don't know how you could spin that as a bad thing, no matter who you are. I'm sure some people will find a way, but
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
oh, they hired 100 new people for Bobby's in-game WoW battle pass or something. I don't know. I'm sure people find a way to spin it negatively, but right now
Yeah.
it looks cool. And I don't
Yeah,
know
I'm
what the plan
excited.
is with having the two different studios, East Coast, West Coast. Like that's I didn't. I heard that and I was like, oh, weird. I just assumed they were gobbling them up, and they work out of Irvine now.
Yeah,
But
it's probably nice for the people who are at that studio who don't want to move to California because God, this place is hot.
well, and I guess you're expanding like your overall talent pool that way too, being on the East Coast and West Coast. There's probably not too many
I
people from Nebraska, dead smack in the middle, eager to. That's not true. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure there's somebody out in Nebraska that would love to be in a WoW team, but you know
If
what I
you're from
mean.
Nebraska, don't take offense.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody from Nebraska. Um, but yeah, that's all the Blizzard news that's all the Blizzard news I had. Unless if you had anything else to add to that, or I don't.
Got nothing.
It's been quiet. The I haven't gotten the Overwatch 2 beta. Everyone else seems
Yep.
to have gotten in.
Nope. Me, you, and I believe Torchie have not gotten it yet.
Okay, I'm gonna hold out. I don't know if I want to drop money on that just yet.
No, I'm not. I won't. I will
So
not. I do
um,
not like battle pass systems unless I believe you mentioned
yeah,
there
we
was
talked
one
about it
thing.
last week,
Yeah.
but like I don't mind. So like I might buy it at some point, but like the buying a beta access thing bugs me more than the
Yeah.
battle pass.
Yeah. That one definitely is fucked up.
It's like I'm not gonna pay you to test your game for you.
It's fucked.
Like and I know like they're not doing that, but they are. They're
They
getting you to
are.
pay
No, they
them
absolutely
to beta test it. It's like you get this stuff. Like I'm more likely to buy the like pre-release. You get these legendary skins and you get the battle pass when it comes out for the first 2 months or first two battle passes or whatever it does, and all that. I would rather do that than be like,
yeah.
oh, you get into the beta too.
I would have
It's
been
like,
less offended if it had the same if the battle pass was exactly the same minus the battle pass or minus the beta. I would have been less offended.
yeah, exactly. That's what it's like. I don't know. And now I won't get
Yep.
in, and Blizzard's
Yeah.
listening.
It's fine. Whatever. They don't need us.
Yeah. I did really dug deep for this other games category this week. It's called Arcade Geddon. Uh, and the only reason it's on here is because it caught my attention and it actually looked kind of fun. It's like almost like a. I'm drawing a blank here. It's like a PVE like co-op game. I think that it's up to 4 players. And the base of it is you like there's this arcade and it's got a virus and you're going in to help, the main person get rid of this so that you can save the AI or whatever it was. I forget now because I'm really good at telling stories.
Right.
But anyway, so you go in and you battle this virus and all these different robots and things, and it's like an over the like third person like shooter ability type game. And it has loot and stuff. Borderlands, that's kind of what it reminded me of, but like a third person Borderlands it looked like a really cool art style. And there's some PvP. They have like a bunch of mini games and stuff. It's probably like Overwatch clone, but third person.
Sounds interesting enough.
And yeah, they actually like it did a pre-release last year. I think July 8th it said. And then it's actually releasing today, I believe. It said the 9th, but Steam or Epic Games said today. So I don't know who to believe. But yeah, they got like a 4.6 rating too on there, like from the people who are actually playing it in the last year, which is I feel like that's really high for a pre-release game these days.
I've really stopped paying attention to ratings, honestly. Like I do not pay attention. I like the only people I look at or look to for reviews are people that I know who have played it, and if those people don't exist, then I'll try it myself.
That's true. You
So
can sometimes on Steam get like a kind of gauge it. Not necessarily that you'll like the game, but like that it's not a like piece of garbage that somebody just threw out for $30 to make a quick buck for like a not the pre-release. What do they call it? Early access. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, because there's a ton of those. But
yeah,
usually if you see one with like overwhelmingly positive reviews in an early access phase, like that's promising.
yeah, it definitely helps.
But yeah, I mean, if it's 50-50, then it's like, okay, I might just have to try this out because some people are just, like, oh, this game's crap. It's like, well, that's not a real review. Like, there's games that I thought are crap and people love, and it's like just because I don't like those kind of games. So like, shouldn't leave a review on a battle royale game if you hate battle royales, right? Like, that's just stupid. What are you doing? But yeah, that was it. We still hit our 40-minute mark. Wow.
I kind of stretched the time a little bit.
Oh, I hope everybody you made it this far. If you did, wow, good for you, because we really tried to stretch some of those talking points this week.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have a little more news next week, but
yeah, I think episodes are going to be pretty similar to this for like the next month until season 4 releases. But
I
because
believe it.
the only thing I can possibly see them announcing at this point is more talents and maybe an alpha, and even then, like that's still not a lot for us to talk about. But I mean,
Yeah,
we'll find something. We'll shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Is that the phrase? What the fuck does that even mean? Actually,
Shoot. I don't know,
one
but
sec.
it's a phrase.
Let me look it up.
My favorite
Oh.
at work we mix and match a lot of phrases like that. It's funny because I was just talking about this the other day. So like the different stuff that they're going to be announcing, and we don't know what it's going to be now, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. That's one of my favorites because you say it and people are like, yeah,
that makes
and
sense.
it's like, wait, what?
Wait. Yeah, shoot the shit. Have a casual conversation. Okay. Why is that a phrase?
Well, now is the podcast going to be cat battles or is it going to
Shoot
be
the
shoot the
shit.
shit? I don't think I can title it shoot the shit.
Yeah, cat battles is probably for the best.
But yeah, thanks everybody for watching and or listening and or both, I guess. We appreciate you. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, hit all the buttons you can for us, and we will be back next week, hopefully with some more tidbits from Blizzard. Yeah, till then, bye.
Have a good one. Bye.